I'm wondering if you have advice on those cold intros, inviting people on, advice for creators looking to say, hey, I'd love to have you on the show. I'd love to talk about A, B, and C, but I don't have 100,000 YouTube followers. I don't have 1 million subscribers on this. What advice do you have to build that honest rapport with an individual from the outset?
Yeah, it's not easy. Like when I did my basketball podcast for Showtime this year, man, it was humbling because here I am, like I could get Conor McGregor in studio, and I could get Izzy in studio, Max Holloway in studio, no problem. No, I could call up anyone, and then I go into basketball and like no one was responding or no one wanted to talk to me, and it was very very humbling. And so it's not easy. Trust me, I get it. But there was once a time where no one in the MMA world knew who I was, and I would go on MySpace and I would send messages to the likes of George St Pierre and Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, and slowly but surely, once I started to build up, a resume, a catalog of content, people started to trust me and would come on the show, and so you have to kind of like throw out a lot of bait, and cast your net very wide, and maybe you send out 20 messages and maybe two people reply, but that's great. That's 20%. And then one thing that was always very important to me was like, okay, I got them for this interview, but then what about the next interview? And so once I have them for this interview, I'm always thinking about the next interview. And so like, that's why I don't want, when I book someone on the show, I don't want them on for an hour, because I want the next time that I ask them to come on to be interviewed, I don't want them to say like, "Oh, this is going to be forever." This, you know what I mean? So I want to be concise. I don't want to be disrespectful. I have to leave that lasting impression. I want to be thankful. I always reach out afterwards and thank them and all that stuff. And there's like almost like a flow to it now. So like I'll always reach out to people and then I'll thank them afterwards. I'll send them a text. I really appreciate it. Blah blah blah. And then they feel the gratitude and then they want to do it again.